Yo, 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 what is happening? NBA fans, Dunk Dynasty Podcast fans, we are back. The last episode of the season as the NBA season ends. The Boston Celtics crowned NBA champions. Gentlemen sweep 4-1 over the Dallas Mavericks. Long done. They've been building this team for years and years, and now they finally got over the hump. So myself, Trey Mitchell here to break it all down for you, discussing the Celtics, them winning, the potential for them to go back to back and probably maybe create a dynasty for themselves, where the Mavs will go from here, and what other teams can challenge not only the Mavericks in the West, but also the Celtics in the East, and to win it all next year. Trey Mitchell, what is happening, man?
Um, yeah, not a great deal. Um, this rain though can go away. It's been bloody wet lately, and not enjoying it. How about yourself?
Hey man, that's the thing. It was raining in Hamilton. It was raining threes in Boston. The Boston three party, bro. So hey, nothing can dampen me too much, mate. It's raining, but life is good, man. You got to take the good with the good, the bad with the bad, and lots of good, man. It's good when you're right, because before the series, I said Boston in five, and what happened? Boston in five. I told everyone, bro, just you take the hate out of your heart, you zoom out, as our old mate likes to say, you zoom out, you look at it with a clear lens, and what you'll see is clear as day. There was one team that was so much better than the other team. It probably should have been a sweep. Game four, I thought, first quarter they came out and were just lackadaisical. They thought that the Mavs would roll over, which they didn't. And that's what forced us to come to a game five back in Boston, TD Garden. From minute one, arena was pumping. And the first 4 5 minutes were a bit shaky. Then the Celtics started picking up pace. They started getting into the offense, and being up 10 at the end of the first quarter, you could see the momentum was, the pendulum was swinging in favor of the Celtics, and boom, they run away with it. First championship in 16 years. Celtics NBA champions. Jaylen Brown, finals MVP. But yeah, that whole team, the way that they played all season, the way that they played throughout the playoffs, 16-3, probably all deserve finals MVP from top to bottom.
Yeah, like Drew Holiday, he's an outstanding player. Like, it still just blows me away how you can get him for so little when he's such a valuable asset on a championship team. Just does all the little stuff right, and yeah, like you say, anyone could have been the Finals MVP on their Boston Celtics team. There's just that many good players on the team, and like you say, when you look at it clear lens, they're by far the better team, and
Jo-
the better team always wins.
Joel Embiid said it, man. The Bucks gave the Celtics that championship, man. Obviously, the Bucks would have never known that after they traded Drew Holiday to the Blazers, that all the stuff would have happened, and then all of a sudden, instead of being a Blazer, now he's a Celtic. They could have never known. But man, credit to Brad Stevens, because not only did he get Drew Holiday, who was such a key cog in that championship run, major, major, major upgrade from Marcus Smart. Because I think Marcus Smart was good defensively, but I think offensively was a bit erratic sometimes with decision making, turnovers and stuff. And I don't think he was as much of a natural point guard as Drew Holiday. Drew Holiday, in my opinion, as good of a defender as Marcus Smart, offensively, much better decision maker. Then to top it all off, you add arguably one of the best top three, shooting bigs in the league right now, Kristaps Porzingis. You bring him in. Not only does he help you offensively, but same thing as Drew Holiday defensively. He's a shot blocker. He can move his feet. He can play in the pick and roll. He does unbelievable job, and credit to him, dealing with that injury, that what they say, not many people that had it before. Some people hadn't seen it before, even heard of it before. Couldn't even pronounce the injury, some people. And then he comes out for game five. He obviously couldn't contribute to the same level as he did regular season. I think he was like 19, 20 points per game. But yeah, he came in there. And as a team, they're just so well balanced. You really, that's why for me, looking at it, I was so just, it was just easily Celtics in five. And the way that they played throughout just showed you why, many people had them as the heavy betting favorites.
Yeah, I don't really agree with Chris Stapps playing for today. Like he's just gone into surgery now, and he's going to be out multiple months. Like you could have made the injury so much more worse than it needed to be. Like you're better off for the team too. For the team, you're better off not playing, I think.
Yeah, because I think for him, mate, it's a mixed bag because in game four he came in, played a little bit, but I think for wait, game wait, did he?
Three,
Uh,
game three.
Yeah, oh, game three. Sorry, yeah, game three. But yeah, this game here, it felt like it was, I want to be out there for my teammates. I feel like I can go, and especially the attitude that they had, you could sort of tell it was a thing to say, "This is our game seven. We want to beat them today," and in that situation, it's always like, dude, the adrenaline will carry you through the game and through the parade. And then you think about it, we're in June right now. Season doesn't start until October. I don't think Latvia. I don't think they were. Yeah, even if they did qualify for the Olympics, are they doing anything there? Probably not. So he probably made the business decision to say, listen, let me be out there for my teammates. Let me just do what I can do as much as I possibly can do. If I can contribute, I'll do it. Went out there, he did his thing a little bit. Obviously, he's not the same. As I said, not the same in Chris Stapps as we saw in the regular season, but bro, he wanted to be out there. And yeah, you got plenty of time to recover. And what makes it better is you got a
Mm.
ring, you're a champion. Hey, history will remember you. No one will care about the stats, Chris Stapps. So go out there, go get your surgery. Man, life is good over there in Boston right now.
Gotta look after those legs, mate. Gotta look after those legs.
Yeah, the
He
one
only
thing I'll
gets
say though,
there.
I hope he doesn't come back until like December. But yeah, even though season starts in October, I hope he doesn't come back until like December time. Just you're you got look at that team. You got Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown. You guys have got enough. You don't need them to rush back. So that's probably another element of it as well.
Yeah. As LeBron said, you only got one set of wheels, mate. You gotta look after them. So that's where I don't really agree with it. Playing with that type of injury.
Mm.
It's yeah.
But
Anyways.
Celtics are rolling, man. Celtics were rolling. Yeah, that like I said, that first 4 minute period was super, just stagnant. Nothing was really happening. Nothing was really going on. Just teams were looking a little bit clunky. Looked like it was what the Pistons versus Spurs. The poverty bowl game that we had to watch at the end of the regular season. Then started picking up slowly but surely. Celtics getting into their actions, that drive and kick game we know they love so much, and the whole series. They were especially the games that they won, they're able to get into that just the flow of the offense. They start to hit their threes, and that's when it becomes the Boston three party. When it becomes that, that's when it's hard to beat. And today they were hard to beat. Seemed like especially the momentum killer was that Peyton Pritchard three. Because what do you have? Luca gets the and one, I think it was, or maybe it was just normal fouls. And then 4 seconds left in the first half. Peyton Pritchard gets the ball, shoots the half court shot, then boom, now you're up 21 points. And I felt like that was a dagger, especially when it came out third quarter to start the second half. Again, maintained that lead, just kept the pressure on, foot on the neck, just didn't let the Mavericks back into the game. And that's all she wrote, man. The Mavericks, credit to them, they didn't get swept in the finals. I know my favorite player of all time got swept twice in the finals. So credit to the Mavericks. They got a game in Boston. Sorry, in Dallas. But yeah, the Celtics team was never going to let this game, never going to let this slip at home. No chance.
Yeah. Um Hayden Pritchard only played 1 minute too, so he literally come on, hit the half court shot, and went off and didn't play for the rest of the game.
Mm, mm.
Shout out, man. He knows his role. Hit the
Instant
half court
impact.
shot. Yeah. Second to the finals.
Uh, yeah, because he had that one was a game two, I think. Yeah, same thing. Where it was a freaking bro, like half court heave, and that was a momentum swing as well. Because that one was even more important. That one was into the third quarter, I think, and that game was much closer, and that pulled it from being 8 point game to 11 point game.
Mm.
So this one again, another momentum shifter that puts the game into their like tilts the game into the balance of the Celtics, allows them to pull away. The Celtics, yeah, just top to bottom, were the better team. And to do it without a healthy Kristaps Porzingis shows you the depth that they have. Derek White, another guy, like it's weird because the Celtics, you talk about one guy, then you're like, man, I'm forgetting about this guy. Like you talk about Drew Holiday, you go, well, Derek White did a hell of a job too. Then Kristaps, Al Horford, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, like Sam Hauser as well, hell of a job too. So,
Oh, that guy annoys me.
oh, Sam Hauser,
Bro, yeah, Sam Hauser, he annoys the shit out of me. Bro,
crazy.
rattles in every three. I hear the commentator, rattles in the three.
Hey man, easy. He
Bro,
knows his role. Know your role.
any other player that's a prick. It's bouncing in and out. Not him. It goes like. It's just,
Hey, that Virginia three, bro. I think he might have been a national champion when they won. So yeah, there you go. The Virginia, 3-point shooting. That's them, bro. There you go.
yeah, facts. Yeah, no, it was killer. He gets the crowd into the game too. Like he hit like two threes in like 10 minutes, and every time he hit a three, the crowd was going crazy. It's
Momentum
just,
shifts, man. Momentum shifts. That's the thing. Like
mm,
the game that they play, the way that they play. Obviously, we know it's a little bit live by the three, die by the three, and that was my concern. Throughout the regular season, I was saying, man, do they shoot too many threes at times? But especially in the finals, they did a good job getting to the basket, and really attacking the paint. Yeah, but one thing I'd love to see, Jason Tatum off season. Hey man, please let's finish a little bit better around the basket because I feel like there was a lot of times in this series where he was missing some easy bunnies at the basket. So plenty of time in the off season. You're going to away to Paris with Team USA. So learn from LeBron. How we finish at the basket and come back a much better player. You see plenty of players who've gone to the Olympics. They've come back or gone away with Team USA, come back completely even better players than they were before. Jason Tatum did that already after the 2021 Olympics, because he came back 2022, they made the finals. So if he can come back after this run as well, you're a champion already. But if you can add more, take more from these other guys that you're going to be with at the Olympics, then that allows you to not only elevate yourself, but elevate Jaylen Brown and the rest of the team, because you are in a pretty good window here where you've got a crazy team. Your team is crazy right now, and all of years, I think, except for Al Horford, are probably in your prime years. Drew Holiday is probably just a little bit outside his prime, but the rest of them all are firmly in their prime. So this is a great opportunity to go back to back, and I think you got the opportunity, go out there and take it.
yeah, that's the biggest thing. Time is on their side. Just don't waste it. Really, like this is your opportunity. Don't let it slide. You've got to push for a three at least. I'd say 3's
100%.
got to be the goal right now. If you're Jaylen Brown at 6, I know, but
Yeah.
you got to be realistic.
Yeah, you had a good window, especially because you've got those two building blocks, and even though you've got, what do you call it, CBA, the thing that helps them is that they've got all their players with them already. So their CBA is not really going to affect them. And I know they've got, what's his name? They've got Drew Holiday's locked up already. Kristaps is locked up for another 2 years. Derek White's got one more year left on his deal. So Al Horford's got one more year left on his deal. Your guy like Sam Hauser, he's on a team option. But the thing is, do you decline his team option, then try to re-sign him to a nice, team-friendly deal? So a couple of decisions there to make. But yeah, they should retain majority of that core. I'd say 7 of those players. Then you probably have to try go into free agency, probably using minimums really to try to rebuild the rest of the roster to go again, which you've got 7 really good players, quality players in the rotation. Now it's about probably adding another 5 that can contribute and help you, essentially go again.
What's Pritchard's contract like? Because he'd be a good point guard on any team.
Surely got 2 years left on his deal. Pretty sure he got 2 years left on his deal. So I think that should be 2 years. Because the one I know for sure that it's a little bit of a risky one is Hauser because I know he's got team option for next year. But Pritchard I feel like was signed to a nice little deal in the off season. Off season just gone. Yeah. But you got a nice healthy team there. You got the highest paid player in the NBA. Then the player next to him is probably going to break the record. Jason Tatum probably eligible for Supermax at some point in time.
Where's all this money coming from? Like, surely their books are the worst in the league.
Bro, Brad Stevens be cooking with some crazy potions out there, man.
Yeah. I want to see the money that goes out of that account every week. Holy.
The Boston owners actually one of the owners. Like I don't even know his name. Like I swear I saw him on the stage, but when they were getting the championship, I've never really heard much about him. You know, some of the owners, like what's his name, the guy for the Clippers, Windows guy,
Steve
Steve
Ballmer,
Ballmer. You see him all the time. Like you hear about Genie Bus, the
Cuban.
Bus family. Like you hear about all these owners, but the Celtics owner, for a guy who's got such a stacked team, you don't really hear much about him.
Yeah, I wouldn't have even known who he is. So you don't know his name?
I have no idea what his name is. When they were giving out the championship, they were like something, something, something. I wasn't even paying attention, bro. I was just like, hey, I want to see who gets Finals MVP.
Hey man, I even know the Wizards owner, Randy Grunfeld. Shout out.
Hey, there you go, man. That's real fandom out there, bro. There you go.
That's so bad he wants to relocate.
Wow. Hey, go to Vegas or maybe Seattle. Seattle Wizards. Don't mind it, brother. Don't
Vir-
mind
Virginia.
it. The Virginia Wizards. Fuck, that would be. Oh, that'd be some sort of evolution. Jeez. But looking at Finals MVP, Jaylen Brown. It was probably between Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. Your thoughts? You think they got it right, or did you mind? What was your thoughts?
Oh, I don't mind it. Yeah, you got to give it to either one of those. You got to keep the fans happy at this point. Like, I'll like the Iguodala one back in 2015. Not a fan of that.
Mm,
Like, LeBron still cooked his ass.
yeah, yeah,
He was like 36, 12, and 9. And he got finals MVP for guarding him. Like, come on. Um, as for the Celtics, yeah, Jaylen Brown, I'm happy with. Tatum, I couldn't complain, but
mm,
Tatum's probably got better stats, but his field goal percentage was pretty bad. That's that would have been the only factor that went into his finals MVP to not get it pretty much.
yeah.
Um,
Under
and the
forty
media's
percent.
against him.
Under
Media's
forty
against
percent.
him too.
So I think we all got our predictions for the series right. So I had Celtics in five. Celtics in five. Jed Mitchell had Jaylen Brown Finals MVP. Jaylen Brown Finals MVP. Trey Mitchell had Jalen. No, Trey Mitchell had Jason Tatum to shoot under 50%. Then he predicted it. It said Jason Tatum under 45%. That also cashed. So everyone's predictions for the series all cashed. Jason Tatum shoots 39% from the field during the series, but averages
Yeah, dude.
22, 7, and 7, I believe it was. So there you go. Jaylen Brown was 20, you can say 20 or 21, 5 and 5, 21. Yeah, depending how you like to round up. But yeah, for me, not really too phased. I think same thing as yourself or the media, the way that they looked at it. I think, yeah, the field goal percentage played a part in it, probably, probably a lot because he definitely had the better looking stats. But then you dive in deep a little bit, you look at the field goal percentage and that kind of shot him down a little bit. But I don't think either person is really phased about who won it because at the end of the day, you both had the same goal. The whole team had the same goal. But as fans, I know everyone will be going at Jason Tatum because we all believe he's the star, or maybe he says he's the star. I don't know who pushes that agenda, but yeah. So you expect him to win Finals MVP. So for him not to, then that's why we get into a scenario like we are right now.
Well, what are they going to say now? He doesn't have finals MVP.
Hey man, still 4 times All NBA first team. There you go. That's the one you got to take to the bank. You got to take solace in something, Take
What's Jaylen
solace.
Brown taking to the bank? His finals MVP and nothing else.
Hey, they're both champions at the end of the day. To be fair, yeah, it's the way that this team is built. That's probably why it was built this way because we saw what happened last season. Obviously, we know Game 7, Jason Tatum sprained his ankle, but last season, what was it? Jason Tatum averaging 30, and then Jaylen Brown was at 26. We saw what happened when they try to make it just let's score it through primarily two guys as real high scoring duo. Compared to this season, you add in Kristaps, you add in Drew Holiday to the point where it was maybe these guys aren't just straight legitimate. Maybe if we build around them the right way with other guys who are really good scorers, the times that they're not, they're inconsistent, they're off, we've got those guys that can surround them and help. So that's why I think this finals MVP reflects that this isn't Jason Tatum is LeBron. He's the star. He's the guy. No, maybe you're not that guy, but that's okay because if you've got the right team around you, you don't have to be a star. You don't have to be a superstar. You can be a star, get plenty of championships, and they've got one championship now. So yeah, as we were saying before, you've got the one. How many more can you win? Especially in this window that you're in, you always got to take advantage of it. So in this window that they're in, how many can they get?
This is when I ask the question: Is Jason Tatum? Oh, can Jason Tatum win a championship as the number one? Like as a, you know what I mean?
Like a
A
true
number
number
one.
one.
Yeah.
No. I'll put him in the KD category. No.
No. Yeah.
Yeah. Because KD, I think, is what's that thing they say? Is it floor raiser or something else like that? But I think Jason Tatum is in that same tier as KD because KD, as much as people may want to argue it, KD is not. We've seen what happens when KD is the true number one, as a number one, and there's no dispute. When he was on the Warriors, he wasn't the true number one because everyone and their mother all said it. KD's averaging 35 points in the finals because look at all the attention that Steph Curry's getting. The Cavaliers fair Steph Curry way more than they do Kevin Durant. That's why it's hard to say that Kevin Durant is a true number one. Whereas Steph Curry did it without KD in 2022. So that's when we got to see he's a true number one. KD, we never saw that. Same thing with Jason Tatum, where it's like you put him on a team that's built the right way, he'll be that guy on that team. But if you ask him to be a number one where there's not, you know, as
Like a Dirk Nowitzki championship or a Jokic championship
yeah, I don't
or
think he could do that
Giannis.
one.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
No.
that's probably something that I'm not saying that Brad Stevens doesn't believe in his players, but that's something that they saw to say, listen, if we can balance this team out enough to build around these guys the way we know these guys, because he coached them as well, so he knows them better than anyone. So he probably sees and says, "Hey, look, maybe you're not a LeBron, maybe you're not a Luka who can be a number one every night. We see Luka, even though sometimes he can take him 25 shots, 30 shots. Luka is that number one guy where not only does he raise his level, he gets 30 points, but he can get 11, 12 assists. So that's probably the next level that Jason Tatum's game needs to get to on a consistent basis. But yeah, in the finals, I thought, you don't have to be a 30, 12, and 12. Luka's that guy. Yeah, we know that. But for you, the way that your game is, the way the team that you have, maybe you don't need to be that guy. And it showed they won the chip.
Which isn't that bad because there's probably only 5 or 6. Could there even be 5 players that are number one in the NBA?
We got Jokic, Luka, Giannis.
Giannis, LeBron.
At this age, I probably wouldn't be able to put
Oh
LeBron
yeah,
in.
true.
Yeah. Prime, yeah.
Victor next year.
Oh yeah, I think so. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. Come on, Victor's there. Come on now. Let's be honest. He's there. He's there. So you'd say, so yeah. So essentially all Europeans, and then it's hard for me to put Embiid and Shea in there at the moment. I can put Shea in. It's hard for me to put Embiid though, just because of the injuries and stuff, and then playoffs not being past the second round. So I'd say that's my 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'd
Yeah.
say, yeah, Wemby. I know people say, oh, he's unproven. No, I fuck it. I've seen enough. So that's our 5.
Have to see more in the Olympics.
Yeah. So that's our 5 floor raisers. So we've got Jokic, we got Giannis, we've got Luka, we've got Wemby and Shea. That's our floor raisers. Those are the guys that can essentially raise the floor of a team just purely, alone what they can bring to a team.
Why was that guy? And so was Harry
Mm.
and LeBron.
Yeah. Just want to emphasize that. We're talking about now. For anyone who's listening, we're talking about now. We're not talking about 2020 LeBron or 2018 LeBron. We're talking about now LeBron. LeBron doesn't have the energy to do that all game anymore. Yeah. Wait, shout out to Jason Tatum.
Year 22 quotes next year. How many times are we going to hear it?
Oh, bro. take a shot every time you hear year 22, year 22.
You need to get a Flickr account or whatever.
Bro. And if Bronny gets drafted and they play together, you need to
Oh.
get a click account for how many times they mentioned that LeBron James is a dad. Number 6.
One of his thousand, one of LeBron's 1,000 child.
Yeah. Still the all-time quote. I wear number 6 so that people don't know who my dad is. Like, yo, who's that number 6 with James on the back? His name is Bronny. Don't know who that is, bro. Come on, don't ever do that. Come on now. Oh, bro. Air quoting. Air quoting. But
Yeah.
looking at the Boston Celtics, chances for them to go back to back. What is your thoughts? Because the odds came out for next year, the way too early odds. I know ESPN loves to do that. So Celtics, of course, number one, they're predicted obviously to go back to back. Then you got the Boston. Oh, I just said the Boston Celtics. Then you've got the Denver Nuggets. Obviously up there as well. Minnesota Timberwolves up there as well. That's your top
Third.
three. Yeah.
T-Wolves third, eh?
Yep.
Yeah.
So there you go, man. What's your thoughts for thinking for next year? I will get the rest of the lifts out for you. Just give me 1 second here, man.
Well, I seen a report today. KCP could be going somewhere else. Is he a free agent?
Yeah, I think he's got a player option, and we know who his agent is. He's not accepting that player option.
Or is he Clutch Sports?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Which means for sure, he's not accepting that.
Mm.
And they're in a
What do you
situation
think?
already because they're paying Aaron Gordon money, MPJ money, they're paying Jokic money, and then Murray obviously money. So you heard what Embiid said when he was on ESPN. He said that's why it's hard to create a dynasty now because the new CBA rules, it's hard for you to keep all your core guys because guys, especially if they've got a player option like this, KCP looks at it. I'm one of the best 3-and-D players in the league. These guys won't be able to offer me anywhere near as much money as a team like the Magic can, as a team like the 76ers potentially could. There's plenty of teams out there who could use my services, who could pay me significantly more money. I've got 2 championships already. Why would I, settle for this and take a discount to win, a championship when I've got 2 already?
I don't get this. How can the Celtics have all this money and surely the Nuggets don't have this much money tied up?
No, because the
And
Celtics the Celtics have already paid the money. The thing is that the Celtics are not re-signing anyone to new deals right now. Like they re-signed Drew, but Drew still, I think, had years left on his deal. I'm pretty sure on the top of my head there were still years left on that deal. And isn't it if you acquire someone in the trade, you gain their bird rights, you regain their bird rights, so you can still go over cap to re-sign them. So all these guys they've been able to retain all the bird rights. So I think that's what allowed them to keep this team together, particularly because Jason Tatum will have the player option, but he probably won't get there because he'll sign the new deal before then. Kristaps was already signed on for another. He had 3 years left when they trade for him. So after this year, he's got 2 years left. So they've got everyone locked up. They're not paying new money to like a fresh free agent or anything like that. That's probably the difference.
Well, yeah. I think CBA will be looking at this going, what the hell?
Because they'll be just the only thing that's going to mess them up, or that will make it difficult, is that their bench. Because for sure, there's no way that they're not going to be they have to be in the second apron by now, which means that I don't think you can trade. I'll get the rules up. I don't think you can trade first round picks. I don't think you can use mid-level exception once you get to those those aprons. So now your bench, you're not looking at having a really great bench outside that top 7 that you've got right now. You're probably looking at some other minimum guys probably popping into there to try fill out your team.
Well, to be fair, you only need 7, 8 players in the finals.
Yeah,
but you need them healthy.
You
need them healthy. That's the main thing.
Yeah. This is the first time, really, I've seen that why in the regular season The minutes are so low, especially, with this UCV. You're not going 10 deep in the finals anymore, bro. I don't think you're going seven max. You see guys play 40 minutes consistently. And that's what I like about the finals. You get the two days in between, which is why you can see more games of guys playing 40, 42, 45 minutes. So that probably favors the Celtics where you've got a top five that not many teams can match. Probably the only starting five, if they get KCP back, that's the only other starting five that I would say can go toe to toe with the Celtics would be the Denver Nuggets starting five. All right. So here's the full list of the odds. Well, let's go. We'll go like the top 10. So you've got Celtics favorites, then you got the Nuggets, the Timberwolves, Mavericks at fourth, Bucks at fifth, Thunder sixth, Knicks seventh, 76ers eighth, Clippers ninth. Surprisingly at 10, Golden State Warriors.
Holy.
So, yeah, don't know how.
Yeah, Clay unfollowed them this week.
Yeah. I'm like, bro, what? I don't know what you can possibly see. Like the Warriors, Steph Curry's what, going to be 37, isn't he?
He
Draymond
already is
Green,
37, I think.
Draymond Green, sorry, brother. This isn't 2016 Draymond anymore. We know he's on the downhill. Clay's probably gone. And even if he comes back, what are you guys going to do? Trade Kuminga and guys for who? Like, no one's taking a team over the top. This team over the top to win a championship. So I don't understand why they're at 10th.
I don't understand why they're there either. But I'd probably put the Magic over them.
Yes.
I get the most
Yes.
upside, I think.
Yeah. Because Magic got so much to work with. Not only they've got the pieces there that they can move into trades, and also they've got salary cap space to go get people in free agency.
Or even the Pacers. Like,
Hmm.
they made the conference finals.
Yeah, that's
They
true.
weren't even top 10 in that ranking. That's pretty bad. They've got the 76ers probably a little high. They're relying on signing all their players back and getting a big name.
Yeah. I think this is the 76ers being up there, I think is definitely on the basis of Embiid being healthy and then Max we know is coming back. Then I think everyone is probably getting to the point where we can all kind of agree that they're probably getting Paul George more than likely, it seems like at this point in time. Or even if they don't get Paul
Yeah.
George back, they'll re-sign Kelly Oubre and Buddy Hield. I don't think if they get Paul George, I don't think they can re-sign. I don't think they can sign Paul George and re-sign those two. So, yeah, if you can sign Paul George and get Kelly Oubre back, then you're in a good situation to be where you are right now on those odds. But a team that I don't really buy into is the Bucks, because the Bucks, we've seen it during these playoffs. This is young man's league. I feel like I keep on saying it, and you're going to have what, a 33-year-old Damian Lillard. Brooke Lopez is what, 35? Like Chris Middleton's 32, 33, and he's coming off an injury hampered campaign. Even though he was good in the playoffs, but nah, man, I don't really trust that team. And then add on top of that, look who your coach is, and look what your coach does in the playoffs. You guys are not going any. You guys are not sniffing a championship. I'm sorry.
Okay. We need Giannis to play and Chris Middleton needs to go. And mate, second round.
This is yeah. I have my picks in for next year's conference finals. I was thinking about this long and hard, and I know I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this, but
If
it's
you say
okay.
76ers.
So in the no 76ers are not in my Eastern Conference Finals, early Eastern Conference Finals predictions next year. So my Eastern Conference Finals next year, they're coming back, the Boston Celtics, of course, and the Orlando Magic.
Ooh.
Yep.
Uh, I'd swap them out for the New York Knickerbockers.
Yeah. Don't mind it. Don't mind it. Knickerbockers were right there behind for me, but the only thing that gave me the edge was I think that the Magic next season, defensively, they've already got it. All they need to do is get better offensively. And I thought that room for improvement offensively just bumped them a little bit ahead of the Knicks for me.
It's the injuries for the Knicks.
Mm.
Tibbs, play someone else at least 10 minutes. Your
But
players will thank you.
hey, Tibbs came out and actually defended himself though. It was funny on Josh Hart and Brunson's podcast, and he went, "Bro, I'm playing you guys the same minutes I do everyone else," and I went, "Yeah, in the playoffs you are. In the regular season, the other guys are playing 34 minutes. Your guys are still playing 40 minutes. That's probably the difference." Yeah. But
Yeah,
yeah,
run
Magic,
now
man.
regular season. Yep,
What's that?
I like the shout of the Magic.
I love the Magic, man. I feel like the Magic have got something there. CJ Mosley, and I think they're gonna do what the Wolves did from last season to this season, where the Wolves lost in the first round. They saw where they went wrong. Anthony Edwards got better. They got better as a team offensively and defensively, and they came back much better. And I think that's what the Magic are going to do because the Magic, I think, are just missing not either. The Magic are missing shooting, and I think they've got the salary cap room to go get shooters. And you can probably maneuver a trade where you can trade one of these other young pieces that you got and put them in a deal and go get, another shooter. And then boom, all of a sudden, you're in a spot where you add two or three shooters, Malik Beasley or someone else, or KCP even, or even a Klay Thompson. Bro, you're away laughing, and I think you're going to the conference finals.
Where do you see the Pistons going?
Pistons. I don't think the Pistons will come last next year in the East. That's all I'll say. I'll leave it at that.
And like inside the top 12?
Inside the top 12 at 12th. That's where I'll put this. I'll say Pistons at 12th. Yeah. There you go. I'll say Pistons 12th.
Man, Cade's got it so tough, bro. Like he must be crying at night.
Oh, he
He
must be.
the Magic were like the worst team or whatever, the second worst team when he got drafted.
Yeah.
They made the conference finals next year. His
Yeah.
blood's boiling.
I don't see them yet. I think the Pistons are still well in rebuild mode. So if I was to put the Pistons anywhere, I'd still have them at 12th. Magic, I highly believe in the Magic. I really do. So you've got Knicks versus Celtics next year, conference finals, right? East side.
Yeah.
And then in the West, so let's move to the West. So in the West, who do you got in your conference finals there?
I'll have the Nuggets and I'll say the Timberwolves, but my hot take is the Spurs make the playoffs.
No, not the playoffs, the conference finals.
Oh, conference finals?
Yeah.
Yeah, conference finals. So Nuggets, T-Wolves.
Oh, damn, in the conference. Okay. Oh, yeah, I like that. I like that. I like it. I like it. I'm going to shock a few people here with my one. So my conference finals in the West, my prediction is Thunder versus the Grizzlies.
Wow. Wow. That's
Wow,
crazy.
you've changed your tone on the Grizzlies. What's happened?
Well, I was getting prepared for this, right? And I was just looking at just trends. The main thing I identify is trends. So I'm looking at it to go like this. When a team goes far and overachieves a little bit, the next year they're going to dip out. For sure. No matter what happens, Anthony Edwards and Timberwolves automatically drop out for me. The Nuggets, I think, are definitely losing KCP. He's not coming back. They drop out for me. So now I'm looking at a team that what I kept on saying these playoffs, particularly with the Celtics, particularly with the Mavs, is teams that can go deep, have got really good wing players, wing defenders that can hit shots, create their own shot. And I feel like the Grizzlies have a depth. They've got plenty of that. But what I will say is the hot take team, and everyone will hate on me for this, is the Rockets. That's my team. I think the Rockets will make the second round next year.
That's crazy.
Also rebounding is really important in the playoffs, and the Grizzlies don't have that.
I would say rebounding, yes, but it's probably more hustle than rebounding.
Rebounding, securing the basketball after a missed shot is important in the playoffs.
I would say like the Thunder were the worst rebounding team in the regular season, and I don't think they got killed on the boards because they hustled enough. I feel like in those Knicks series, it was more about hustling than being good at rebounding.
They were
Yes,
a
rebound.
good
But I feel
rebounding
like
team.
I feel like heart over, heart over rebounding more so. Those extra 1%ers, those
You're
extra.
talking about Josh Hart.
No, I'm just talking about in general. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, rebounding is key, but I feel like teams that are bad rebounders can make up for it if they put in the effort.
And it's infuriating watching a team that chases those loose balls compared to a team that just watches them. Like watching the Mavericks today, I watched for probably 15 minutes, and the Celtics every now and then just keep getting those loose balls. Sam Hauser would jump into the out of bounds and get a chuck back into Jason Tatum or something, and they get a wide open three. Those are important rebounds, and you need to be able to secure that because
Yeah, which feeds into what I was saying. You need more of those guys than you don't need Andre Drummond. You need people like those glue guys.
no, but I'm saying that Jaren Jackson Jr. is a terrible rebounder.
Mm. Yeah,
The
that's fair.
Grizzlies don't have a good rebounder. They don't have Adams anymore.
But the one thing also that I'm getting to a point in the West is I'm getting to a point in the West where I'm like, every team I look at, I'm like, how are you going to beat the Nuggets? That's all I care about now. When I look at a team, I'm like, how are you going to beat the Nuggets? How are you going to guard Jokic? I don't like, as good as every other team may be in the West, I look at it and I go, how are you going to beat the Nuggets? That's my main thing all the time. That's the scariest team. So that's why I have a lot of belief in a team like the Rockets, because if they can re-sign all their big bodies, you've got what? Shingun, maybe not a great defender, but you've got Steven Adams. Then you've got Jock Londale. So you've got three bodies, right, that you can throw at Jokic, which is what you need. Because let's be honest, Jokic is like a finesse shack where you need multiple guys who can take multiple fouls because he's that good. He'll put everyone into foul trouble and kill your team. So you've got the big. Do you have the big body? So how are you going to guard Jokic? That's probably the biggest thing. So do you have the body? So it's going to be interesting. But yeah, for sure, the Thunder, I think, are a team that have got probably alongside, in my opinion, the Rockets have got the most room to grow. I think just based off what I saw. But the Thunder, especially another year of Chet Holmgren off season, we know he's going to get bigger. He's going to get stronger. So boom. Can you get another big in the offseason? Because if you can get, I know they're targeting Isaiah Hartenstein. That would be a good signing. A guy who can rebound well, is a big, strong body. Then also, we know, we know they'll be able to get someone else in the draft. Maybe do start using some of these assets to go get someone else. They tried to make a big swing for Gordon Hayward, didn't work. But can you get someone better than Gordon Hayward through, either sign and trade, sign them outright, or just trade outright as well?
That Gordon Hayward fail was actually quite funny because Sam Presti's come out and said all this stuff while Gordon Hayward's still on the team.
Are you going to buy him out, Presti?
Yeah, it's savage, man.
I felt bad for him, bro. I felt bad for him. But the guy that's got to go for the Thunder, in my opinion, for it all to work out, the guy that's got to, is got to go. It's got to be Josh Giddey. You got to trade him. I feel like you got to find a deal for Josh Giddey because, man, he showed in the playoffs he is not it for your team. He doesn't fit your team, so he's got to go, I feel, for sure.
Yeah, Josh Giddey's got to go. And I think Jeremy Sohan has to go for the Spurs. I can't stand this guy on the court when Wembanyama's on the court.
It's time for you to go.
If Wemby doesn't average 25 and 12 this season, I'm pointing a finger at Jeremy Sohan. There's no excuse not to average 25 and 12.
Wemby MVP could be a shout. Early shout for MVP, I think.
He's got to make the playoffs, though,
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yep, I agree. I wouldn't mind it. You know what? Because after this, as soon as we get off the podcast, I'm putting on my futures bet for NBA awards. So you already know there's gonna be a lot of Wemby featured on my one for sure. Wemby D point, Wemby MVP. I don't care, bro. I even put Wemby sixth man. Don't care. That's how much I believe in Wemby. There you go.
Sixth man. This guy ever comes off the bench, bro, I'm done.
Oh Lord.
For Sohan, I'm done.
Yeah. How about the Mavericks though? Mavericks lose the NBA Finals. For them, obviously, I don't think many people before the playoffs thought that the Mavericks would make it to the finals. Probably outside of yourself and people who live in Dallas or are Mavericks, supporters. Not many people really thought that Dallas would be here. But looking where they go from here, you've got all that core that was in the finals is all coming back next year. The only guy that they really have, some work to do in terms of re-signing and renegotiating a new deal is Derrick Jones Jr. Outside of that, everyone else is coming back. So looking at that team, what's your thoughts? What do you think they have to improve as individuals or on the team to get back here and take that next step and win the championship?
If I'm Mark Cuban, I'm going to wherever you get those shooting nets from that kick the ball back out to you, and I'm buying every single player on that team one of those. Daniel Gafford, you're getting one. Derek Lively, you're getting one. Derek Jones Jr., you're getting one. Josh Green, you're a pretty solid shooter. But these guys, you're shooting threes the whole summer. I don't care. If you want to win the finals, you need to be able to shoot threes as bigs.
I don't
Simple.
I don't understand it though. Derek Lively shot a three in game 4, looked so smooth hitting it, and he made it. I'm like, bro, what the like? Why isn't this a regular occurrence? If Derek Lively, with the athleticism that he has as a pick and roller, was able to be a pick and pop threat, oh my god, it could be GG's for teams offensively, where you've got 5 players on the court with Luka four other players alongside Luka who can shoot, and you've got the big who's a mobile big, he's a shot blocking big, and he can shoot threes, and he's a pick and roll threat too. Like, bro, I don't know. I think for sure, if you looked at that, if you're the Mavericks and Jason Kidd, I don't know whether or not that was drawn up or if he just shot that for the lulz, whatever. But the way he shot that, I'm like, dude, that's something you
He's
should.
got good form.
Yeah,
He's got
you
good
should
form.
look at that to say that should be a regular occurrence, pick and pop. Because my god, if you open up the court with that, geez.
Yeah. Shooting is the biggest thing if I'm going into the regular season making any because you're not making moves.
Mm.
You're sticking with this roster and you're just working with what you have. You're working on shooting.
Yeah, because I can see shooting, but for me, I'd say it's definitely having another solid shot creator because I know I get the shooting element of it, but the problem is I think was that the reliance on shooters I think was a problem for them because you've got guys who all play off Luka. Luka's the main playmaker. Like in the Timberwolves series, that's why I thought everyone else looked so much better than they actually were, was because Luka was attacking Gobert in the pick and roll. And because Gobert, they were all having to overcompensate and overhelp to make sure Gobert didn't get exposed. That's why you had all these guys having open threes, hitting everything. Whereas this series, because the Mavericks switch everything and because the Mavericks were staying home on all other shooters and saying, Luka, you can go to work one-on-one downhill. We don't care. That's why these other guys weren't able to get clean looks as they did against, the Timberwolves. So then now, if I'm looking at it, I know they're not in a position where they're going to make the moves. But if I'm looking at the Mavericks, I'm looking and saying, you actually probably need to get another shot creator because that was the difference in the series here. The Mavericks have 2 shot creators. The Celtics have 4, possibly even 5 guys who can all create their own shot. So
Pritchard can.
who?
Pritchard.
Hey, only from half court though.
No, that guy, he's good. He's good.
He's a good player. He's a good player. Wish he would have got more minutes. Probably just I think the size was the only reason why. But other than that, he's a solid player. But yeah, that's what I'll try to do if I'm Dallas. I don't know if you've got the room to move to get another shot creator, but if I was them, that's what I'd be trying to do. Try get another shot creator next to Luke and Kyrie because, yeah, in this series especially, when you've got 2 All-NBA defenders that can lock in on Kyrie, maybe it gets a little bit easier if you've got a third guy out there who can go out there and get his own shot outside of just Luke and Kyrie.
Well, go get the guy you were originally trying to get at the trade deadline, Kyle Kuzma.
But what will the Wizards want from now? Fucking 4 or 5 round first round picks?
I think they're only after one, eh?
Damn. Changes,
I think
eh?
they're only after one. I think surely they go all in on that Rishishira or whatever his fucking name is.
Damn. Damn. Yeah, but
Mm.
Mavericks also, Luka, get on Ozempic, please. You know, it's time, bro. It's time to get on Ozempic. I know you guys we all want to say, come on, bro. Luka, I feel surely, bro. You, it's time. Come on. He's gotta shred the pounds a little bit, bro. Because I don't know. I feel like offensively, bro, he's there. Offensively, we know he's there, but defensively, that's where it's a problem. Because I know for sure people obviously want to say, oh, they held the Celtics to under, what their points average was throughout the season. Oh, they held them under 100, whatever the case may be. I think they only did that once though. But the defense was good. But Luka, we saw the percentages. We saw everything. I know people want to try justify and say, oh, yeah, the Mavericks defense is to funnel them through the shot blockers. Yes, it is at times, but there is times where he gets blown by cleanly. There's times where he's tired. I think, fitness wise, it needs to get better for sure.
You got to be also bloody fit to play over 40 minutes, go out there and carry the offense, and then come back and play good defense.
It's
hard.
it's also about how fresh you're going to be late in game when it matters most.
Mm.
Prime LeBron did this all the time. That's what I'm saying. Like Prime LeBron was.
No, you can't keep comparing people to LeBron. Like,
what about skinny?
That's the level where we're comparing Luka right now. Everyone keeps on saying Luka is the next LeBron. So that's the standard you're going to be held to.
LeBron was made in a lab. He's like aliens and shit fucking making this guy.
Come on, man. You know that Luka's overweight. You can be honest. You know he's overweight.
Luka could be overweight, but there's no human body that's even similar to LeBron.
Hey, bro, I'm telling you, Luka, I'm just a couple pounds. Bro, look at him when he first got in the league and look at him now. He's a humper.
Close to LeBron's physique.
He is a humper. I'm like, bro, like 10, 12, 15 pounds off. And defensively, hey, you could be a monster. And you could be averaging 35 points.
I will say Luka does have some upper body strength, though. He can bump people off with his forearms and stuff. He's what toughie.
Luka's bumping off Al Horford. I was like, bro, this is crazy. Like bumping off Al Horford, who's what, 6'11", 6'10", 6'11", 240, 250. Like it's nothing. So offensively, he's there. But I think defensively, so many people have said it. If he can take that step defensively, then that elevates the Mavericks to the next level. Then also, golly, for the love of God, please stop complaining to the refs every play, bro. Like, at some point in time, just play, bro. Like, I know you're competitive. I know you're this, you're that. But there comes a point in time where you just got to be, hey, listen, the refs will call the game the way they'll call it. Let me just play through it, whatever the case may be. Because we all saw that game 3 where it was on another level of thing. Game 4, game 5, I admit, he came back. He was much more mature, wasn't going crazy at the refs like he was in game 3. But, same thing. Regular season, we've seen him get, 15, 16 techs multiple times. So improve upon that. But I think for sure, defensively, if you can take that step, even if we're not asking you to be Tony Allen. We're not asking you to be freaking, Avery Bradley. Just be good, solid, competent team defender. And the Mavericks, I think, can be back here and take that next step.
No, we're not asking for you to be Tony Allen. We're asking for you to be LeBron James.
Realistic expectations, man. Oh, gosh, man. Shout out Dallas and shout out the Mavericks.
Yeah, shout out.
Hey, Jed, man, we're talking about you before, bro. Congratulations. We all got our hot takes right. Celtics in 5 for me. You had Jaylen Brown MVP, and Trey had Jason Tatum shooting under 45%. So it's a clean sweep for the Dunk Dynasty podcast, man.
Oh, damn. Too bad we didn't bet 10 cents for every follower we had.
Oh, yeah. We should. Hey, the old Tim Nacky method, eh?
Shout out our fellow Kiwi.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe your fellow Kiwi, but not mine.
Who's your fellow Kiwi?
My fellow Kiwi would have to be Winston Peters. Good guy, that guy.
Fuck you.
Real good guy.
I was not expecting that. A man with no filter. Love it.
Real good guy, that guy is, man. Probably one of the best people in New Zealand.
Who's your second favourite then, Brian Tamaki?
Oh, he's up there. Probably top 5.
Mm.
This one's probably a little bit, not marginal, but I got Paul Henry at number 2.
Nah, Paul Henry.
Shout out Paul Henry. He is.
Yeah, shout out. He'd be good. We get him on this podcast.
Yeah.
A couple red wines in him. He'll be a real hit.
Oh, don't ask me what happened
Ghana.
on TV2 Breakfast in 2009, though. That's questions apparently not allowed.
What? Oh, Sheila Dick shit.
Yeah, there you go.
How can you not laugh at that? Like, oh.
No, I
shout
think it
out.
wasn't that he
Love
laughed.
that.
I think it was that he kept repeating it while laughing heavier and heavier each time.
Fuck.
I
But
watch that video every time it pops up on.
what I was gonna say, fellas, that is it for the Dunk Dynasty podcast, man. That's crazy. Not only just done for today, guys, that's done for the season. That is 47 episodes done since we first began in December. You know, we were just a little podcast. Look at the clips. Look at the evolution. If you want to really see how far we come, guys, go check out the clips from the first clip that was there in December all the way till now. So it's been a bit of an evolution. 47 episodes in. We've been grinding. Thanks to everyone who has not only listened to the podcast, shared the podcast with their friends, their family, colleagues, everyone who's followed on Instagram, who's followed on TikTok, Facebook. Really appreciate the support to go from 0 to, I think, nearly 800 followers now on Instagram. TikTok is blasting. I think we're at 2.5K followers on Facebook. So you guys, Dunk Dynasty Podcast Army, it's been crazy. It's been sick. 47 episodes. We were 3 short of 50. But what we will say is we'll be back for the Olympics on July 26th to give you some coverage on that. So we will get to 50 during that time there. But, fellas, any words for the Dunk Dynasty Army before we dip out?
Oh, just shout out to the legend, P. He's been the engine room driver of this whole thing.
Train driver.
I take that back. Fuck him. Nah, he's been the backbone of the whole operation, so he deserves his dues. So shout out to P.
Yeah. Well, shout out to everyone, but mainly P, and thanks to the fans for listening. Like, obviously, we make this content for you guys, and you obviously enjoy it because you listen to it every week. So, just thanks. We appreciate it.
We really do appreciate it. You know who doesn't appreciate you guys, though? Ethan McDonald. That's why he's not here. What a fraud. But, nah.
He's studying for his, 6th year of university. He's finally trying to get over the line.
If you guys think
doing
that
art
Ethan's in
degree.
his 6th year because he's doing medicine, no, he's doing law. He was supposed to graduate 3 years ago, but he's still there now because he loves it so much. That's why.
Yeah.
But it's art.
He thought the bar was a thing that contained chocolate.
Crazy. Toblerone, eh? My guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, big shout out everyone. Episode 47 of the Dunk Dynasty podcast, and the NBA season is all done and dusted. Catch you guys next season for NBA season. What is it? 68, whatever it can be. But let's catch you next year. Everybody be safe. Enjoy life. Catch you on the next one. Dunk Dynasty podcast over and out. Outro music. Do your thing.
Ciao, ciao.